Society often views disordered eating as a failure of willpower. We see it framed as a lack of discipline or an obsession with body image. This is why traditional interventions rely so heavily on strict dieting regimens, forced discipline, and guilt. And it's why these approaches often struggle to create lasting change. These methods focus entirely on surface-level symptoms. They try to fix what is on the plate, but they leave the underlying distress untouched. But if we look closer, we find that disordered eating is not a flaw in character. It is actually a highly sophisticated subconscious survival strategy. When a person's world feels chaotic or dangerous, these behaviors step in. They are the body's attempt to artificially manufacture order and safety in the aftermath of trauma. This suggests that to truly address our relationship with food, we may need to look past the contents of the plate and investigate the regulation of the nervous system. Social judgment of eating disorders misses the biological reality. It punishes people for a reflex their bodies developed to survive psychological pain that felt intolerable. Traumatic experiences, ranging from childhood abuse to PTSD and intergenerational trauma, strip away a person's sense of agency and control. This loss of control physically alters the brain's alarm system, often leaving it stuck in a state of hyperarousal and hypervigilance. This creates a biological dilemma. When you lack the environmental agency to escape a threat, you have to alter your internal state instead. For many, the tool is the depressant effect of food. Binging on rich foods or heavy carbohydrates directly interacts with the nervous system. This influx of calories forces the body into a massive rest and digest phase. The resulting exhaustion acts as soundproofing, effectively quieting the noise of hypervigilant anxiety. Binging isn't a loss of control. It's a calculated chemical intervention deployed to suppress an internal environment that feels too dangerous to endure. But the nervous system can also react in the opposite direction, becoming trapped in a state of deep shutdown, numbness, or profound exhaustion. In these moments, restricting food or skipping meals can be used to jolt the body out of that numbness. This diagram shows the biochemical trade-off. Withholding food drops blood sugar, triggering a massive adrenaline spike. This artificial fight-or-flight high provides a temporary energy surge, bypassing baseline depression. This hyper-aware, adrenaline-fueled state is frequently rewarded in a society that prioritizes productivity. This leads to seesaw regulation. The body bounces to chemical depressants, then back to intense stimulants, managing extreme internal moods. The long-term consequence of this cycle is an increase in the body's baseline anxiety. As the system becomes more volatile, it requires even more extreme eating behaviors to achieve the same numbing or stimulating effects. The eating disorder functions as a self-sustaining engine. It medicates the nervous system while simultaneously eroding the body's long-term health. Because these behaviors are rooted in survival, recovery is rarely a matter of simple willpower. It requires teaching the body that the danger has passed and that it is finally safe. This often requires trauma-informed therapies, specifically modalities like somatic experiencing or EMDR. This framework shows why a trauma-informed lens is the foundation for all care. These approaches address the root cause, helping to process memories and release survival energy trapped within the physical body. From this foundation of safety, individuals can work toward food sobriety, the strategic use of balancing foods. Eating to maintain steady blood glucose levels prevents the sudden chemical crashes that trigger the biological panic responses of binging or restricting. This stability allows for the power of the pause, a conscious moment of checking in before a craving to identify the true underlying need, whether that's energy, emotional comfort, or the need to set a boundary. As the body integrates a genuine sense of safety, the biological drive behind these behaviors begins to lose its necessity. It is a slow process of rewiring, but it creates the space needed to reclaim a life defined by nourishment rather than survival.